the end of the year. Everywhere on TV, couples and Christmas trees, gift wrapping and cheer.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Thousand Life Fam. If you're new here, my name is Jenaya and this is Live a Thousand Lives. Today is Bookmas day 7. Holy crap, I can't believe we're on day 7 already. And today we're going to do my September, October, November wrap-up. So let's get into September. So in the month of September, I read 3 books to completion. The first book was the 3rd book in the Angels trilogy, which is Until Angels Close My Eyes by Lorraine McDaniel. This is a series that just really gets to me and touches my heart strings. So for this, in Copile, for characters I gave it a 9. For atmosphere I gave it an 8. For writing I gave it a 9. For plot I gave it a 7. For intrigue I gave it an 8. For logic I gave it an 8. And for enjoyment I gave it a 10. Mainly for nostalgic reasons, but it is very close to my heart, like I said. So that came out in an 8.43, which is a 4.5 star. I can't really tell you what the 3rd book is about, but I'll tell you what the 1st book is about. So this is about a girl named Leah, and she is stranded in the hospital on Christmas. Her mother is on her honeymoon. Her mother has just gotten married and she's on her honeymoon. Leah, I think, is like, I think she's like 15 or 16 when the series starts. But anyway, she's in the hospital because she broke her finger, and there's no reason why she should have broken her finger. Like, she didn't fall. She didn't slam in a door. Like, there's no reason her finger should be broken. So she goes under some testing, and while she's in the hospital, she meets a little girl named Rebecca who was bitten by a snake or spider and is very sick. And her and her family are Amish. So this is kind of about 2 worlds colliding, basically. But it's a really good series and it makes me cry every time. Every time. The next book that I read in September was The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. I always say that title wrong. By Charlie Mackies, I think. Mackies? I'm not sure. This was super cute. This is basically about a boy who befriends a mole, a fox, and a horse, and they are asking some tough questions. It's really cute. So, yeah, I really liked that one. In Copile, it got for characters a 9, for atmosphere a 9. For writing, I gave it a 10 because it's a very unique way to write. For plot, I gave it a 9. For intrigue, I gave it a 7 because it's not like something that is like gripping, you know. It's just, it's wholesome, but it's not like gripping, I guess. For logic, I gave it a 9, and for enjoyment, I gave it a 10. It came out as a 9.00, which is a 5 star. So that's amazing. The next book on our list is Wilder Girls by Rory Power. This book, I really, really enjoyed it until the end. It's one of those. Unfortunately, the end really bothered me because of some things that are done, and the way it ends is total cop-out. Total cop-out, and I hate that. So, just FYI, this is about a girl named Hetty and her best friends buy it, and what's the other girl's name? I always forget. Reese. And they're at this school, and all of a sudden, a couple like months after they go to this school, they start noticing weird things happening to nature and the animals on the island, and then the teachers and students start becoming infected, and they mutate or die. The teachers, the adults really on the island, will basically turn into like primal weird things. It was a very weird book, but I really enjoyed it. And then the ending. I might do a spoilery review for this. If you would be interested, please let me know in the comments. My battery is flashing. Luckily I have a charged one. In Copile, I gave it a 9 for characters, a 9 for atmosphere, a 7 for writing, a 7 for plot, 8 for intrigue, 7 for logic, and an 8 for enjoyment. It came out at a 7.86 and was a 4-star. Now, this book is on my Hauled and Haven't Read vlog. That's up on my channel. I will leave it linked for you if you want to go watch that. I think I might have gotten a little spoilery in there, actually. And then I tried to read this book, but ended up DNFing it, and that is The Help by Catherine Sockett. I just couldn't get past the way that they spoke. It really messed with my dyslexia, and so I am unhauling this, unfortunately. But yeah, I DNF'd it. So, but this was one that I was trying to read during that month. So, what are you gonna do? And now let's get on to October. In October, I read 4 books, and the first one I read was Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. I listened to this on audiobook, the same as I did with Nevermore, and I really enjoyed this. This series is so cute, and I'm really liking the message that it's bringing, which is like, just because she's different doesn't mean what they think it means, you know, type of thing. But this series is about a girl named Morgan Crow who is supposed to die on her 11th birthday, and the night before her 11th birthday she gets whisked away by a man named Jupiter North, and he takes her to Nevermore, basically. And she ends up competing in some trials, and now we're in this. So, yeah. Can't wait to get the third one and read that one. So, in Copile, for Wondersmith, I gave it a 9 for characters, a 9 for atmosphere, an 8 for writing, an 8 for plot, an 8 for intrigue, a 7 for logic, and an 8 for enjoyment. And it came out at an 8.14, which is a 5.5 star. No, a 4.5 star. Oh my gosh, it's a 4.5 star. So the next thing that I read, I don't have a physical copy of. I read it on my e-reader, and that is Low, the graphic novel, volume 1. This I did not like that much. It starts out with a family, and they're talking about like how they're the last family that has access to this suit of armor, and then these bad guys come and they kidnap the kids, or the girls, and they kill one of the parents. And it's just, it was really hard for me. I don't like things when kids are in danger. And yeah, and I didn't like the art style either. So anyway, for characters I gave it a 7, for atmosphere I gave it a 7, for writing I gave it a 7, plot and intrigue both a 7, logic I gave it a 6, because some of the things they did I was like, why are you doing that? And enjoyment, I gave it a 7. Came out at a 6.86, which is a 3-star. So it was just okay. It wasn't my favorite. So the third book I read in October was Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. And I had tried to read this book probably over a year ago. And I put it down because I was bored. And then Halloween time came and I was like, I'm going to read this. It feels like it's calling to me. So I picked it up and I did finish it. However, I was right. I didn't like it. So I found this book completely and totally boring, and I didn't like any of the characters, not even our main character. I really did not like her. I only liked Frances. If you know, you know. And the story, I feel like it could be half the size of this book. And this book isn't that long. It could be a novella and would have been the same book. I just felt like there was too much nonsense, too much stuff that didn't need to be there in order to progress the story. So yeah, I didn't like it. Okay, so in co-pile, I gave Mexican Gothic a 6 for characters, a 5 for atmosphere, a 4 for writing, a 4 for plot, a 4 for intrigue, a 4 for logic, and a 5 for enjoyment. It came out at a 4.57, and that's a 2-star. So, did not like that one. So I'm going to be unhauling it. Okay, the last book that I read in December was Giant Days Volume 3, which I do not have a copy of. I borrowed it from the library. And this one confused me because I don't remember the events, like from where we left off in Volume 2 to where we were at in Volume 3. I don't understand how they are connected. So I was very confused by that. But for Giant Days, I gave it an 8 for characters, a 5 for atmosphere, a 6 for writing, a 6 for plot, a 7 for intrigue, a 6 for logic, and then 7 for enjoyment. Came out at a 6.43, which is a 3.5 star. So it wasn't my favorite Giant Days one that I've ever read, but it's not the worst thing I've ever read. It was just okay, and I was very confused on how we got from point A to point B, but hey, maybe I missed something. Okay, so in November, I only have one of the books here, so sorry about that. The first book that I read in November was Silent Voices Volume 2, and that is by Yoshitoki Oma? Not sure if I pronounced that right. Silent Voices is about a girl who is deaf. And if you know or have been here a while, you know that my youngest son is deaf and has hearing aids. And this is about a girl who is deaf and has hearing aids, and she gets picked on at school, especially by this one boy. And then, so during the first one, she's just like come to this school, and there's this boy who like really goes out of his way to make her life a living heck. And to the point where like he ruins her hearing aids. Let me tell you what, if a kid did that to my kid, I would be raising hell. Like, I would be like, that's assault. You're going to jail. Like, yeah. Anyway, it gets me because of my own baby. But it's very good so far. And I can't tell you what Volume 2 is because that gives lots of stuff away. So, in co-pile, I gave characters a 9, atmosphere a 7, writing an 8, plot an 8, intrigue a 9, logic an 8, enjoyment a 9. Came out at an 8.29, which is a 4.5 star. I love this series so much so far. I have volumes 3, 4, and 5 that I'm going to try to read today. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving this series so much. The next book that I read in November was Fangs, the graphic novel. And oh my gosh, I don't remember who it's by. Oh my gosh, it was the cutest thing ever. I absolutely adored this graphic novel. And I think there's a second one. I'm not sure. But if there is, I will definitely be wanting to read that because Fangs was so cute. It's about a vampire and a werewolf who fall in love. And oh my god, was it the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. So, for characters, I gave it a 10. For atmosphere, I gave it an 8. For writing, I gave it an 8. For plot, I gave it a 7 because there wasn't much like plot in this. It was mainly character. But I still enjoyed it. For intrigue, I gave it a 9. For logic, I gave it an 8. For enjoyment, I gave it a 10. And it came out at an 8.57, which is a 4.5 star. So, yeah, definitely like super cute and wholesome. I absolutely adore it. If you have not read it, check it out. The next book on that I read in the month of November was Lore Olympus Volume 2 by Rachel Smythe, or Smith, however you pronounce her last name. This is the continuation from Lore Olympus Volume 1, obviously, and it's a Hades and Persephone retelling. And that's really all I'm going to tell you, because, yeah, I'm sure most people have read this by now. I'm late to the game. I think there's a third one out already, and I can't wait to read it. For characters, I gave Lore Olympus 10. For atmosphere, I gave it a 9. For writing, I gave it a 9. For plot, I gave it a 7. For intrigue, I gave it an 8. For logic, I gave it a 7. And for enjoyment, I gave it a 9, which came out at an 8.43 and is a 4.5 star. I really enjoyed this one, and I cannot wait to own the entire series. So, yeah. The last book that I read in November, and the last book on this list, is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I absolutely love this book so much, and I cannot wait to own my own copy of this book. This is about Viv, who is an orc who has decided to put down her sword and stop fighting and stop going on like missions to kill things and stuff like that. And she decides she wants to start a new life, and she wants to open a coffee shop, which is not known. Like, coffee is not a known drink in this world. The gnomes know about it, but not a lot of other communities know about it. So, she goes to a city and she puts down her roots, and she meets, oh my gosh, what's her name? Tandri? Yeah, Tandri. Wow, I'm so smart. She meets Tandri, and Tandri becomes like her best friend, her business partner, and her love interest. It's very, very good. I absolutely adore this. This is so wholesome, and it's so good. It's so good. I love it. Check it out. So, for Legends and Lattes, for characters, I gave it a 10. For atmosphere, I gave it a 10. For writing, I gave it a 10. For plot, I gave it a 9. For intrigue, I gave it a 10. For logic, I gave it a 9. And for enjoyment, I gave it a 10, which came out at a 9.71, which is a 5 star. So yeah, those are the books that I read through from September to November. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these and what you thought about them. Yeah, but that's the end of this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps my channel. Ding the little bell icon so you can get notified when I upload new videos. Remember to consider hitting the subscribe button so you can join us here and join our fabulous 1000 Life fam. Don't forget to comment down below and let me know that you are here. You can let me know if you've read any of these books, what you think about them, what you rated them, etc. Or you can just leave me a Christmas emoji of some kind to let me know that you were here if you don't want to actually like have a conversation. Remember to check out the description box, which has all of my social media links as well as my Amazon wish list and mental health links. If you or someone you know needs them, please use them. Remember, guys, a reader lives 1,000 lives, and so can you. So keep on reading, and remember to stay safe and healthy, be happy and kind, and always love one another. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and all that jazz. See you in the next video. Bye! Mainly because of nostalgia, for nostalgic reasons. Wilder Girls by Rory Power. I didn't even grab the book. So, yeah, I might do a spoiler vlog for this. If you guys want me to, or spoiler, not vlog, spoiler.
Someone special in all the movies there, kissing in the snow, holding hands and mittens, baking together at home. I like the movies when I'm walking in the snow, cold hands and mittens, eating gingerbread home alone. I dream of December nights, kissing under bright lights, snowflakes in my head, carols playing.